Hey, Blue Table fans! Today we're taking a look at some Catachan Jungle Fighters. These are 3D prints from a line called Reptilian Overlords. Yeah, and they've got some ridiculous models in here. These are Meltagunners. And by the way, you're going to see a battle report with these guys. Some Flamers. Those are going to go into a special weapons squad. Now, in the current rules, a special weapons squad has exactly 6 models. It's got 3 las guns, and these are the ablative wounds on the unit, and then 3 special weapons, which could be plasmas, flamers, meltas. What's the other one? Grenade launchers, and since they're all free, you really just got to take the best ones. Now, I'm just taking the flamers for some flavor. Flamers for flavor, and they just run up and try and do something. And then I've got some plasmas. Now you need the take aim order on these guys, which allows you to re-roll ones and let's see here. Yeah, re-roll ones, which helps them keeps them from exploding. And then, of course, over here, as you saw momentarily, you have a bunch of guys with las guns. And out of a unit of 10, you need 5 of them with las guns. You get a Vox, a Sergeant, a special weapon, and then 2 of them make heavy weapons teams. So half of the squad is something unusual, and then half of the Squeppen wad. Those guys have heavy weapons to form a heavy weapon team. Heavy weapons, I don't know what's going on with those. I will give you a report later on them. Anyway, I absolutely, ridiculously love these models. Oh my gosh. They've been an absolute blast to paint them. And what you're seeing here is about 46 models. And that's about a third of the total infantry force. And my idea is to have an army of that. It's all one wound infantry. That's all there is in the whole army. And because with Hammer the Emperor and with free special and heavy weapons, you can take down anything, but not everything is good at or efficient at taking you down. And quite frankly, just with the stopgap data slate balance updates they've done, they've captured Imperial Guard just absolutely perfectly. Oh my gosh. Because why? The solution to any problem is more bodies. You just throw waves of men, and I'm pretty I think that's going to be exciting to figure that out. All right, so anyway, the sergeants, they're easily identified because I gave them blue power swords, and really they just have these giant combat. I noticed some of them have this longer combat knife thing, and I just like, well, I'll just make it blue and glowy, call them the power fists, and then I'll be able to figure out real easily who the sergeants are. Originally I was making it, well, it was anybody with like 2 weapons, but that didn't really work because of how this suite of STLs works. So guys, yeah, and then check out these fusion gunners. They all have these helmets. It's pretty awesome. I should probably put some normal heads on there, but nope. And I've got all the Meltaguns that I need for this entire well, do I? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next. I got to shore this up by about 20 bodies, and then I got to work on the heavy weapon teams, and then a few tanks, and then it'll just be a whole complete thing. And I didn't have any takers to twin the army, but I still can do it. If anyone is like, oh, this is for me, I absolutely love this, I can't live without it, well, then I can put you on the track for somebody to print them out for you, or I can just have it done behind the scenes with absolutely no effort on your part. It's up to you. It's a really exciting army. I took a left turn from Eldar because this is the least Eldar-y army that you could possibly want. It's pretty much it's bottom tier for sure. Like if you're playing Catachan Jungle Fighters, boy, you're playing for fun is what you are playing for. But I don't know. Nobody's ever tried all infantry. So with 2,000 points, you would have about 250 bodies on the board. Because again, you don't pay for any of the upgrades. So a 10-man squad with a special in it is 60 points. It's 6 points a guy. And then a special weapons squad is 7.5 points a guy, but you get half of them being interesting weapons. Like that's scary. Like you can't ignore these 6 guys, and they compact up pretty nicely. So you got to imagine a creature that has 6 wounds, obsec, and 3 meltas for not 60 points, 45 points is what that costs. So it's interesting, and everything in the whole army wide, everything's auto wound on 6s, which normally that's like a special thing that happens. You gotta use a stratagem card or whatever. But look at me, the guy with basically 0 wins under his belt. When I was doing Necrons, I played I think 18 games while I had them. My goal was to play 100 games, so I didn't even come close. And I lost 16 of those 18 games. It was pretty bad. About half of them were in tournaments, maybe a third. I don't know, but it was pretty bleak for the Necrons. And yeah. But the other thing is, the other reason I chose this is that these guys can easily just fit right on in to any science fiction game. Easy as pie. Very excited. In fact, I probably shouldn't have given them jungle bases. I probably should have just left them. But they are very earth tony, so they definitely needed. Like, they couldn't have had just blackish, grayish, brownish bases because they're blackish, grayish, brownish. Lots of basic muted colors on them. All right, that's all I got to say about that. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you got your inspiration for the day.